Hmm. Um, I don't know if my oh, maybe my thing's a bit. Find out. There it is. And I want right. Let's see if let's see if everything works. Ah. No. I don't know what I've done, to be honest. Why is alright. Look, we can deal with it. Right? We don't have time to go and fix it. But I have time tomorrow. Which is perfectly fine. Hold on. I maybe did that fix it? No. My mouth is just like consistently like just empty. An empty void. Oh well, doesn't matter. Also the headset is like hold on. Gotta really like push it on in there. Ah. So, a lot has changed. A lot of very crazy and weird things. That's perfectly fine. We're just gonna get off there because I like really him. I can do this. Or I can get really close. How ominous is that, eh? Big. Big. I'm really surprised that it's done this. Like, I'm pretty sure I haven't changed. I think I did anything wrong. So, like, it works, the thing. Which is why I'm so confused. Because I put all the blend shapes on that I needed to put on. I did my eyes. On the mouth and crazy world, right? It's a crazy world where we can kind of just, do whatever we want, but then eventually they just say, hey, guess what? Oh, that is working. Cool. It's the craziest world when I can spend time, effort, right, to get this working. Look, this all works, and it's like now I can actually like move the way I want. It looks alright, and then the mouth doesn't work. I don't know what I messed up on. Very honest. I do like this new camera though. What other little bits do we have? Got a filter. Oh yeah, I don't need to lean forward now. Well, feeling very sleepy. And the worst part is microphone. Make sure it's the right one. Whatever. Have a look. That's my usual aesthetic. Something like that. And oh, definitely not that. Apologize for your eyes. Cool. Pixely. Whoa. Oh, this I like. I like this one. I'm just here like, and then everyone else is like, what are you like, crazy? We can go to we can be the Neko. I actually did want to give it a sec. It's downloading and changing. Whoa. Right, probably should turn the turn the sound down for that. I also need to tell this that it can. No, I actually need to move. Here I am just playing around with the new camera. I haven't opened this game in ages. And look, the mouth works. That's the worst part. Is the mouth works. So there's an issue. There's an issue somewhere with the one I set up. But what's new there, eh? What's new there, eh? The cool part is, I can literally now, the camera is so much better. Actually much more usable. From literally the 10 seconds that I've had it open, it's way more usable than the other one was. Ever was. Let's sort these filters out, because I'm gonna take a picture. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, do you know? Do you know? Old with an E. Cool. So that's that. We're just gonna vibe for. Don't worry about intrinsic. Let's just vibe. Someone's setting fireworks up outside. You should know that fireworks are my most archest enemy. And I will do everything so that you now suffer a painful but yet rewarding experience. Please contact me and you might receive that. You, the person with the fireworks, get in touch. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I'm being an idiot. I'm a little bit sad that my thing didn't work. For whatever reason. I don't know what reason it's gonna give because I've done nothing different. So every other time that I've done it. That's kind of annoying. There is one other thing I need to do. And I'm gonna do it right now. I'll remember. Right, I need. There we go. All I want to make sure is that everything's working, everything's fine. Consider that a sneak peek of what's to come. It's what I anticipate it being. One of the, maybe not one of the great. A good thing that I'm trying to do. Basically, I'm trying to rework. I'm trying to rework the, because yeah, alright, the like base, it was fine. Right, I'm not gonna argue that it wasn't fine, but I'm gonna argue the fact that it was bland. It was a very bland character. Now, I don't really expect much from Vroids, right? It's like, yeah, alright, Vroids are Vroids, the way Vroids are, right? It's like, they're supposed to be human, but they do actually have great, like, they can be great things. If you know how to do it, which, I'm not an idiot, right? Just make sure this doesn't look at me. Here's the thing, right? I'm not an idiot. I know how it works. I just don't know how it works well. To the point that I can create something that is actually different. And the one thing that I have made is very, what's the best way of saying it? Mediocre. I'll put it this way, right? I'm not very good at making textures, so I struggle to make them. And yes, I can edit, but I can grab stuff from Booth as well. I just find some of it really, really, really difficult times. And sometimes it makes me feel a little bit weird, right, to do that. To create some, and I feel really good. When I first made the original model, I don't think many people knew about my original model, the original one. I'll just show it now. Why not? As if it still works. So originally, this was me originally. Look at that. And the mouth works in this one. How obscure and like this is very simplistic, right? Very simplistic. Now granted, I made the shirt, right? I can't remember what I did to make this shirt, but I made the shirt. So this is the first one I ever made, right? Then I made this, which is pretty much the same thing, except to give myself like a, whoops, didn't mean to do that. I gave myself like a, you know, like this, if you haven't slept in a while. And actually give myself like a button-up shirt. Oh, and pants, right? Because the other one had a skirt, right? Let me just lock that so I don't end up shifting it again. But I made this. Again, simplistic, right? Very normal, very human-like, right? Then I made a bit of a difference, right? Because I actually made something that looks right, and this is when I gain my red tint and my eye color change. And I thought this looked really good. I was really proud of myself for making this. Obviously, it's got its problems, right? I say it doesn't have its problems. The shirt is from Boo. The eyes are from Boo, right? Well, the majority of the time, I just get things from Boo. That's the way this is. I give myself a red tint, right, in the hair, which is normal. Then I made this, right, which is when, you know, kind of I was, you know, getting around doing things. And this is when I started messing with like dynamic bone. You can see that it's not perfect because, I mean, look at that. That doesn't look right, does it? Right. But this is when like it kind of started. You know, like, and this is when like I started actually like picking up. Obviously, this also has its fair share of issues. Would you not agree? Huh? Well, after that, we know what happens next, right? I got this model, and I think one of the issues with this model is I think maybe I messed the dynamic hair up, and just this bit moves, nothing else. It's weird. It's weird. It's just literally one hair, and I don't know why. So I did that, and this was the model, right? And then obviously like we did like bits, right? I did this for a while. I did this for the Halloween event. I did this, right? And everything's fine with that. Then I made this. I can't remember if this fixed my hair. That's a bit better. This model actually fits, right? You know, yeah. And then, when Stable Vroid came out, I decided to have another crack at it, and like I took my base and expanded on it, which resulted in this. I don't know why I'm about 8 foot taller. That's better. But it like I wanted some like trans representation. Hey, right? I'm like cutesy for some reason. I don't know why. This is like a weird thing that the stable version brought, and it's really, really strange. But you know, I kind of like it. They fixed the hands. The hands had like a bit of a problem for some reason, but I actually really like it, and I actually like the glasses. One thing is though, is my mouth doesn't move for some reason. This is weird. It's weird, and I don't know why, because I've put everything that I need to put on, and it doesn't want to work. I'm confused. I have the big confuser. My model is and for some reason or other doesn't like what I'm telling it to do. So I wonder if I've set something else in the blend shapes. Although I'm pretty sure I should have set, like, it should be able to move like a little bit, because like I'm looking at it now and it's not moving at all. Wow. Right, it's not even like, there's nothing. And I'm 100% I set the right ones because I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, AEIOU, and you know that's kind of all they really require. I like reset the. There we go. We're just kind of walking around. I want like a tad of time, just to at least say that I've been on today. I'm gonna do something tomorrow, and I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm gonna do pretty much like one of two things, right? And I'm either going to might be going on a treasure run now. I'm basically going to do one of two things, and I'm going to like. I think I'm going to try and finish Ace Attorney. I'm going to try and finish Great Ace Attorney. Apparently, cause I want to move my like what would be my schedule, and I want to like start doing schedules again, because I feel like when I don't have one, I get extremely lazy, which obviously like is a detriment to me, because then it means, hey, why aren't you streaming? Hey, guess what? You're an idiot. And then I feel bad, and I feel bad for not being here, and I feel bad for not doing anything, you know. It's like, it's a responsibility, and in the end, it was my responsibility to take up and do, and sometimes I can't fulfill that because I'm not very, let me stand up. Right, so, like, oh wow, we can actually do it like, okay, cool, we can do it properly. I didn't know this was an option. It's like, basically, I feel, oh, I don't like that. No, we're doing it this way around. It might look right to you, but I'm doing it this way around. I don't feel like I can withstand doing what I'm doing. Basically, ever since I stopped scheduling, I have found it to be extremely difficult to actually do these. And as a result, I am detrimented. Now, just because it's scheduled doesn't mean I'll do it. Basically, I'm going through things that I can't speak about. But it means that I might actually lose time, which means, yeah, alright, I might not be able to do this as much as I'd want to. As much as that actually pains me to say it would. Some days it'll be like sporadic. It might get to 8 PM before I can tell you. You know. Usually it wouldn't. It would usually be around 6, but that's kind of what I'm getting at, where I'm saying, look, it's a detriment to me, because when I don't keep people in the loop, it really messes with me, right? It's like, look, people are coming here, they're spending their time being here because, you know, they want to be here. But I want to be there for you. And I can't This is for whatever reasons that might be, right? It's like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. No one's perfect, and anyone that says they are perfect needs to really, 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 really consider if they deserve to be known as a perfect savior. Because listen, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. I just want to be a positive influence, right? That's all I ever want to be. I want to be a positive influence. But I feel like I'm never a positive influence. This is the thing, right? Like, I get messages, right? Like, you are a beautiful person with a kind heart, and I love you. I won't say who sends them. I really, really appreciate them because it makes me feel like I'm doing it right. But it takes me all my time to formulate a response to that, which makes it very difficult sometimes for me to like do it because I write something out and then I'm like, delete. And that's the way that that's the way that conversation goes. So yeah. And you know, I fear sometimes what comes out of my mouth is very or basically in this kind of world, I'm trying to be like what they interpret as a CISO, or a CISO, whatever, right? I'm trying to be, you know, that, right? I'm trying to be clean, not be like lewd. I'm not trying to be like, you know, like, oh, I just poured like all this hot butter over me. And it's so hot. I need someone to like really lick it off. It's like I get no enjoyment out of being like that, right? Yeah, alright, I might gain some chuckles, right? It's like, yeah, look at this cringe tuber. It's like, I don't get any enjoyment out of, I guess, being like that, right? I don't get enjoyment out of that. I get enjoyment out of making people laugh and smile by making them feel worthwhile, not by telling some straight up just like, that was funny for like 2 seconds. You know, that is my interpretation on what I want to be. I want to be someone that people find and say, look, this person is a pure soul and they are a pleasure to be around. And I don't think, you know, that they are being like fake. Because here's the thing, right? Even though like it might seem it, I'm not being fake. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm being what I inspire to be, what I truly want to be. I'm like this in real life. I try to be. At the same time, not really. Um, I just feel like, you know, when I try to be um my best self, when I try to be Kay, I try to be the best Kay I can be. It makes me feel very real, right? Which is not something a lot of people will be able to like relate to, right? It's worth saying that even though as I am a positive person, as I try to be a positive person, I feel that sometimes I come across as a very blunt and very antagonistic person, right? I try to like antagonize people. And I realized that, you know, like I'm not a very talkative person when I'm in calls with lots of other people, right? And this was very like apparent to me during the little Halloween thing we did. With no offense to anyone that partook in that, Mango, Mizaki, and Sam, I'm just saying that, you know, in that I felt very like, I don't know, I guess my anxiety got the better of me, because I thought I could do it, and I tried to push through, and I tried to do that, but I couldn't, you know. It's like I tried my best, and I think afterwards it's like, oh, that wasn't too bad, you know. And truthfully, the reality is, you know, I mean, look what happened. We told the stories, we got out, and we gave Sam a bit of positivity that night, I guess. That's always good. I just think that me personally, I didn't get what I wanted out of that night. With no offense, anyone that partook. We had spooky times, we had spooky. I had fun. I just don't think that I truly got what I wanted, which was to curb the anxiety. And I didn't. I didn't curb the anxiety. And it's no offense to the people that partook. I'm very grateful. I'm just very I'm very anxious person and not very good. At talking with like people in real life. If we do it this way, it's like it's actually manageable. Which is kind of weird to me. The fact that it can be manageable in one way and not in lots of other ways. I'm sorry, my phone is going. Oh, that is just icing on the cake. All right, so let me finish this conversation first. I'll move on to that. I try to be a positive person. I try to be positive. The thing is, when I'm surrounded with negativity, right? Or like there are negative like things that are being said around me, my mind instantly defaults to, hey, are you actually of this? Like, what's happening here, and are you actually like any good at what you do? Because the idea is I'm here to spread positivity. Yeah? And that's the way it's always been. That's been my goal, my plan. That was what this was meant to be right from the beginning. The thing is when I'm surrounded with like negative talk and you know like people are like always very negative about certain things, you know, especially like for me as like, you know, a trans woman, makes me very like very much like, do I really do the job that I set out to do, or am I just wasting my time? Because I have my anxiety that's building up and up, and some nights I just feel like I really can't do this. But the goal of it is that I eventually do come back and I am, you know, ready to punch that anxiety in the face, and then it'll just come back next week. But the thing is, like, I'm always picking myself back up, right? That's what's good. The problem is when that anxiety wins. And let's just say, for instance, this week, right? I missed Wednesday. I missed I usually have Thursdays off, but I was going to stream and I missed that as well. Here you are. So it makes like a bit of a problem for me, you know, and my mental psyche is like, hey, can you actually do this job? It's like, I don't know. We need to try and find where this. No, it's definitely within these lights. So there's three that come into a rock. I believe is this. Then we can travel up here. No, that's not right. But that's how I feel sometimes, you know, it's just like, I can't do this, but I know damn well that I can. And you know, the mental psyche of it is that I will pick myself back up, but like, it's hard, man. Hard. Now there's lights over here as well. Whoa. And that's like part of the reason that, you know, like I have like problems sometimes doing things. Especially things that require like you know, like lots of brain power. I just think, what am I doing? It's like now I'm literally running in circles around a map. and a lot of the rest of it is the even though I know what I'm doing is productive, my brain is saying, hey, what are you doing? You need to come off here and go and do some productive. Go and do some writing. Go and do some drawing. Go and do certain things that make you feel productive. But I know too damn well that I will come off here and I won't. That is why I do this. Because even though my mental psyche's saying, you know what, this is stupid, this is worthless. I know too well that it's not. And I know better than my psyche. As like bad as that actually sounds, I know better than my psyche. But I'm trying to like picture where this is. Now we got like, it comes in. The lights are the giveaway. So that's just like there's my reasoning. Like I get overwhelmed, and that's why I fail sometimes at streaming, because I lose the mental psyche and willpower to do it. But I bounce back, and I know I can do it. I just struggle times. And if you're willing to bear through that with me, then you're a very good person, and I appreciate you so much. Problem is, it doesn't matter how high up we get, we can't properly see where this is. Because we are shrouded in... We're shrouded, everyone. Shrouded. We're shrouded in... But the only place I could really think that this would, like, come from would be up here. But I don't think it is, because, like, there's 3 coming off, and I don't see 3 coming off into a direction. Fact. Right, so it could be this. But it says it's just, like, green is the thing. There should be a path of green. Aha! Yeah, this makes sense now. So we go up here. Round. We should be able to go around, then round here. we're hiding. We're in like this little crevice here. Because that's where the lights are, right? But we're too far up. There's something on this like place. I couldn't tell you what it was though. There's a massive like X marks the spot. And it's definitely here because like he puts like the movie screen. Like here. So we should literally be able to like walk past these lights. Up a bit, that's the little crevice there. And we should literally be able to just walk around here. This should be it. It shouldn't be it. We shouldn't be able to go through, is the thing. Which is telling me it's the wrong place because it must be the place with the one. It is the place with the one single bush, right? There's one single bush and then you go around here. And this is exactly where it should be. Unless I need to get a shovel from somewhere. Right, let's leave that there because we know where it is now. Hey, Sinitus. I was just talking about how I was extremely exhausted. And, you know, the fact that my model work. But I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm feeling better. You do need the shovel. I'm doing very good. Now that I've vented, I feel better. I'm only around for a little bit. I've got to make sure I'm awake bright and early for something else tomorrow. Yeah, I changed my model with the new V-Roid up there. Ooh, we're doing a treasure hunt. And unfortunately, it seems that something's bugged in it in which my mouth won't move. It's crazy. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm really, really, really glad. Okay. Is it this one? Not this one. Treasure. Weird. treasure. It can be limited if you don't know some tricks. Still very good for beginners. I know. I was saying how like every other time I've done it, it's been perfect. But for some reason this time it messed up. Be fine though. Anything that's broken can be fixed with enough super glue. In this case, we don't want super glue, we want glue remover. I dug the treasure up, but I don't know how to open it, so I'm gonna leave that. I was gonna move on to the second thing. As my phone was buzzing away, I got told that the new Warzone map had been has been delayed, which is just like cherry on cake, isn't it, for Activision at this point? Any punch we can throw at Activision, I love, because they overwork their workers and their companies, and you know they deserve to rot in the darkest pits of hell. And I'd love to see whatever his name is, the CEO. I'd love to see him quit. I would love to see him quit. After like what he's done, he's ruined franchises. He's ruined like tons of franchises just because he feels like, oh yeah, everyone needs to work on this franchise we can push out every year, and you know, idiots will buy. I am one of said idiots. Do that, birds. Drop it off some height to break it. I know it's not just Activision, but at least the other companies they're a bit more forgiving. Let's be fair and honest. I feel like Bethesda, for instance, is a much more sane company to work for than Activision. I feel like if you go and work at Activision, you will gain more mental health problems than you would do working at any other place. If I could throw myself off here and work, that'd be a miracle. It's just the cherry on the cake, especially when like they've got like 8 to 9 studios all working on the same thing. It's just proof in the pudding that you can't dish a game out in that time. I look at Cold War. I look how Cold War started. How that game went from being one of the worst things I've ever played to being quite alright. Even to this day. Like, yes, alright, it's still got issues, right? Crashes. And they're not willing to update it. And, you know, Warzone's poorly optimized. And then they've released another game now, which will get the same treatment. It's got a absolutely subpar zombies mode, but I guess fairly decent multiplayer segment. But it's not worth $60. That's not the way that works. It's not worth $60. I'm extremely grateful being in a nice company that cares for its people. Very destructive in this. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. The thing is, a lot of people have caught on these days, and you know, like a lot of people like to throw blame to the developers and you know, like people that you know kind of made the game. And look, a lot of the time it's not even their fault, right? A good majority of the time, and I say that because I look at Cyberpunk and how that released. I shouldn't laugh at that, but I think that game got exactly what it needed. And now it's okay, because people have decided, hey look, they've actually put some effort in, it's now somewhat playable. Alright, let's not do that. I just wish. I wish we lived in a world where it wasn't all about money. It wasn't all about, like, you getting the next and best, right? It's just about creating what you wanted to create without regard. Which is why I really respect 343 right now for releasing Halo multiplayer for free. And yes, alright, yeah, you do have your frees. You have your Valorant, you have League of Legends, right? You have the new Halo, you have all these games that were originally once paid. I use Halo as the example, but when you take a company or a game that was originally one of the big titles, like, hey, look, new Halo's coming out. Wow, we better go and get that day one. It's like, to see that go free, even knowing that it's like going to be chalked filled with microtransactions and stuff, that is a top player. I respect it because, yeah, alright, I understand it's for the money, but I think Xbox took a very good stance. And for once, I'm glad they told Activision to go and choke the boot because they wouldn't have been on board with it. I love it. And now, even now, right, I look at all the controversy that's going on. It's even better because now we've got Xbox, who have become such a, like, you know, like, driving force in the entirety of what is now console and PC gaming. We have Sony making absolutely amazing titles. We have Nintendo doing their thing, but they've finally seen, like, look, there's no reason to have these, like, barriers saying, you're on PlayStation, you can't do that. You're on Xbox, you can't do that. You're on PC, so you're stuck with other cheaters, right? You can't have everyone be happy, but it's better to be united than it is to be segregated. Especially in that sense. There's a sense of community then. No one's being cut off. No one's being stopped. That's why I'm glad subscription services are going, right? Last I heard, Xbox Live was looking to get rid of Xbox Live. They were going to make it, literally, scrap Xbox Live. Here's Game Pass. And that was going to be the new subscription service. You didn't have to buy all the games. And then, to top it all off, you've got PlayStation, who, they might still charge for the live service, but they're giving way more back than what that service would be without it, right? It's like, you get the entire PS collection, which gives you all the exclusives. PlayStation are now distributing some of their games to PC. Granted, they're not doing it to Xbox or Switch, but that's different. One step at a time for PlayStation. PlayStation are doing that, and they're giving away really good games as well, right? They are doing so well. Nintendo have finally stepped out their shell and said, we're ready to actually step into the world of, like, you know, online in a proper sense. And while they do have the subscription service, and you know that they're kind of just catching up now, you know, Nintendo, they're always a generation behind. it shows me that, you know, Nintendo are, in essence, at the worst in the minute, but they're definitely trying, right? They are trying, but I don't think they realise that what they're creating is bad. In essence, I don't want to pay £50 a year to play titles I can emulate. And in essence, I pay you £50 and I emulate them anyway. You know, I don't want to pay to emulate games worse than what I can emulate for free on my computer. I don't want to buy a service from you, Nintendo, so that I can play NES games or SNES games. I don't pay for Nintendo Switch Online for that. I pay for Nintendo Switch Online because I want to play online. So give me a service. If your entire service is worth 18, 19 quid, whatever it is, that one pass that I buy, I think it's 23 actually because I pay for the family one. If that's worth 23 quid, then take away all these extras, right? Give me that option. Give me that freedom. Because then your subscription service isn't that bad. Your subscription service is detrimental, I think. In the end, it's detrimental. I have for many years, but I have no idea what they had in mind with this new service. The Nintendo 64 service is crazy. I was shocked when I heard the price because, like I said, I only pay like 23 for it. And granted, like, I have actually got my playtime out of the NES and SNES. The thing is, the Nintendo 64 service does not interest me at all. And the funniest thing about the Sega Genesis collection is you can play all that anyway because there's a game called the Mega Drive collection, which is pretty much the same thing. So if that entire collection, keep in mind Nintendo doesn't have the whole collection, there's actually more games in that other collection. The fact that that collection is £25 on the eShop must mean surely that all the rest of the games that get bundled in are worth equal, if not more than that. What you're telling me is the online can be free, but you're just charging you're just charging us to emulate games. It baffles my mind. It really baffles my mind. People will buy it because it's convenient. No need to download dodgy emulators from dodgy sites, you know. No need to go through the hassle of ripping cartridges. No need to go through the hassle of being able to rip games from your console. You know, it's like, there it is, right there. And I don't care whether, like, I walk through a thing and, like, I get tons of graphical glitches and such. From what I heard, it's pretty bad, laggy and buggy. They regularly release remakes of old games for the same full price, and it's barely any better. I don't know. There's a couple of instances where I think they've done pretty well. They did really well with the 3D World port. That was pretty good. Tropical Freeze got ported. Granted, that didn't really get any upgrade. That was literally just a port, but that game stands well on its own to be a Switch game anyway. What else got ported? We got pretty much the whole thing. We got Skyward Sword, which, granted, we're not going to talk about Skyward Sword. I know Nintendo is capable, right? Because they are capable. I mean, the All-Stars collection, the 3D All-Stars collection was pretty bad. I'll admit that was actually pretty bad. Super Mario Galaxy played okay. But Sunshine and 64 definitely have issues. Because it is just literally an emulation, which is pretty bad. I could go away now and emulate Super Mario Galaxy 2 on my computer right now and play through it absolutely flawlessly with no frame drops. That would take Nintendo a while to perfect on whatever emulator they're using, whatever like version of Dolphin they're using, because we know they're using Dolphin. It's just Nintendo. It's kind of like Sunshine. I've had Sunshine on that 3D collection crash on me twice. I don't know how it's possible. I don't know whether that's Super Mario Sunshine itself. That the ROM is buggy, or if I've just got like a dodgy corrupted version or something. But I've had it crash on me twice now, and I'm pretty certain it should not be doing that in a collection that it revived as like the anniversary. That's Nintendo for you. But one of the props is that they are willing to take those like steps, I guess, to unite gaming universe together now. Where before they were like, oh yeah, we can't have anything like rated 18 on our consoles. We can't have anything doing this. We're not supporting updates. We're not supporting patches. We're not letting you put these on these types of games. Anything that has like any form of religious like philosophy, or it has like that could be potentially hated, you need to make sure that's censored. It's like Nintendo are just like, oh yeah, you can just like upload like straight up like porn and hentai now. eShop, and that's perfectly fine. It's like, yeah, alright, it's not perfect, but I'm just like, wait till 180 Nintendo. But they did go on the whole Fortnite crossplay thing, which sparked a lot of it off, which I give them props for. I think that's very good of them. Granted, I don't think Fortnite would have lived on the Switch otherwise. I love it, and that's the best thing. The Switch is united, which is exactly what it set out to do. The Switch united people. With your friends, anytime, anywhere. Think about that one. Anytime, anywhere, any console. And you know what you need? You need Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox to all conglomerate together to make this super ultra console that everyone can get their hands on and everyone can play together. And it will be the most gimmickest, powerful, well designed for the games that it makes console we've ever seen. You love the Switch? I enjoy my Switch. But I'll tell you one thing about it. It's bleeding expensive. Not only is it $300 straight up for literally just the Switch, it's like at least another $60 on top the second you get it. So it's definitely $360 when you buy it. And at 60 quid a game, that is expensive, especially considering you have literally the power of the Xbox 360. It's a console. It's a console. They do some pretty good stuff. Pick up Dread. But if I'd recommend a Switch to anyone, I'm just going to tell them to buy out all the first-party titles and to buy another console to play anything else. I don't think the Switch handles ports very well. I can't remember what I own on Switch as a, like, just like a port. Uh-oh. What's funny though is that the Switch emulator already exists. It's basically on an Android machine. Nothing easier to emulate. That really upsets me. Because I was all over the 3DS hacking scene when that was a thing. Like, I really enjoyed, like, watching them, like, straight up just break the 3DS one step at a time. And it was like, hey, look, we've got this thing. And then it was gateway cards, and then it was this, it was this, it was this. It's, oh, now all you need is, like, sound hacks. Just put this on your SD card and launch the Nintendo 3DS Sounds app, you know. And then what came afterwards was like what came afterwards? It was like payloads in like the web browser and stuff, and same with the Wii U. I was all over the Wii U, but like the Switch just like was immediately like, oh yeah, just throw a paperclip in one of your Switch things. It was like, what? And people had it hacked like within months of it coming out. And then I just think, Nintendo are gonna catch this. They're gonna stop it. And then when you learn that it's just Android, you're like, what are you thinking? Like, it was gonna be hacked anyway, because all someone needs to do is get super user privilege, and then Nintendo, you're screwed. You can't touch the console after that. Because we can just disable signature checks and we can run whatever we want. You know, and then it just becomes like the 3DS, where we can patch a firmware on top, and no matter how many system updates you deliver, it's not going to take that custom firmware off. You know, eventually, whenever that may be. Just give it time for that, I think. I don't feel like sticking a paperclip in my Switch, so I'm not going to do it. And I don't think, at the minute, it's worth hacking the Switch. Because anyone that is hacking the Switch is literally, they're doing it for piracy. There's no two which ways about that. Anyone who hacks a Nintendo Switch, 70% of the time are doing it for piracy. Sometimes they do it for saves, like, you know, like playing ROM hacks and stuff. ROM hacks I don't think are ethically wrong. Piracy is definitely wrong. I don't think ROM hacks are definitely wrong as long as you're on the base. What did I play a ROM hack of? It's like Super Mario World, right? Like, I don't think it's ethically wrong if you own a copy of Super Mario World, you download a ROM. Let's say, right, for instance, I own a copy of, let's say Bravely Default, which I do. I own a copy of Bravely Default. But let's say it's still in the cellophane, it's still in the packet, I've got it on a shelf somewhere. But I want to play it on my 3DS. To me, there's nothing ethically wrong about me then going online to get a ROM of Bravely Default, download it, install it, and play it. Because I own the game. I've paid money for it. So I'm going to do it. Same with ROM hacks. I don't think, like, if I own New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS, I don't think it's ethically wrong if I go to a site and download a ROM hack and then put it on my 3DS so I can play it on the 3DS, right? I don't feel like that's ethically wrong. What I feel is ethically wrong is when someone says, oh, I want to play like that new Super Mario Odyssey. But I don't have the money to buy it. Oh, have you considered just going to this site, following these steps to kind of hack your Switch, and you can play it for free? That's ethically wrong, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Any straight first-party title that isn't a port by Nintendo, they usually put a lot of work into. I mean, any franchise game, like Mario or Metroid, any spin-off games like Mario Party and Mario Golf and stuff like that, they don't really put effort in. I don't think. That could be me. That could be me being biased. It wouldn't be the first time. It's morals. Well, like, I don't think it's wrong to hack your 3DS. Nintendo seems to think it is. It's like every single update was something to, like, outside of the last big update, which was adding Miiverse to 3DS home screen so that you could actually get Miiverse. Every single update after that was literally fixed system stability, fixed system stability, fixed system stability. No, you want to know what Nintendo was doing? Nintendo was patching all those exploits that have been uncovered. They think it's morally wrong that you are able to hack your Switch or hack your 3DS or hack your Wii U. They think it's wrong. And I wouldn't say Nintendo are completely wrong about wanting to do that. In fact, I think they're correct. I think they are very sane in what they're asking. Because they have a problem if they just say, yeah, you know what? Anyone who wants to do it can do it. Because then they do it for piracy. And then Nintendo lose out on a lot of money that they could be earning. I'm like, why does everything have to come back to piracy? The homebrew scene is amazing. But then there's just someone out there who's like, hey, look at this. You can download like the games from like the content delivery services on Nintendo's servers. It's like, oh, great. So now you've just made like this like cool thing that we've uncovered where we can like load like Linux distributions onto like the Switch, or we can like load like a very low res version of Linux onto the 3DS or something, or we can do these little like tiny things like where we can like modify certain save files to do certain things, you know, where we can really experiment. You've made it into a piracy machine. Thanks. Oh yeah, rant over. I don't like pirates. I think pirates need to take a good long look at themselves. Really evaluate. I get it if you don't have money, but it doesn't make it right. I've been trying as of late. I'll divulge onto another topic. Because you're ranting about it because you care. It's annoying. Is why I'm ranting. Because I like the work and effort people put into like, you know, find like these exploits and problems and stuff, and it's like I'm big in the hacking scene, you know, like how like hackers do things, how they access points and doing things in like cybersecurity and stuff like that. I love it. and like manipulating things we shouldn't manipulate, and I'm just like, all right, so now it's just become like you basically, when anyone does that, they kind of paint people who enjoy the content and enjoy the you know, stuff that people are doing. They kind of just put like a really bad light on them, which makes things difficult. And then like you start talking about it to someone, it's like, oh yeah, you mean that whole thing like that people like use to get free games, and then you gotta turn around and be like, no. Anyway, the rant was over. The rant was over. Oh, the rant was over and I carried on. Alright, I'll change topic. I've been playing a lot of Persona 5 Strikers, which was the hack and slash variant for Persona 5, which I'm going to put on here, I think, as well. I'm gonna New Game Plus it and play through it, which shouldn't take me too long if I'm New Game Plus, because I should be able to absolutely thrash the enemy. Useful. But I also want to like just play through it like really overpowered, because it takes like some boss battles take you like 15 minutes. Well, I would like to play base Persona 5, I don't own a PlayStation. Don't feel bad for speaking your thoughts. Ah. I don't feel bad, I was getting a bit frustrated because it annoyed me. I guess that's just the truth. That's all that matters. Reality. Ah. That's really funny, because the next song's called Reality. That's something else I'm waiting for. It's like I'm waiting for PlayStation to finally give Atlus the okay to bring Persona 5 to PC. And we know Atlus are capable of doing it. Whether it's Atlus or Sega, I don't know if it's Atlus or Sega that do it. Whoever it is, they need like PlayStation permission or something. It's the same with SMT5. Because that's on like Switch. But not any other console, even though SMT Remaster got put onto loads of other consoles. No. Whether it's just remasters that can come to like the old consoles and stuff, or like I don't know if Atlus have like timed exclusivity. I don't know how that works. I'm not really interested. I'm just asking when it will come, because I really want to play it. And I don't want to spend the money on a PlayStation 4 for it. And I definitely don't want to spend the money on a PlayStation 5 for it. Because I feel like I'd just play that game. Now granted, I know I wouldn't. I'd play lots of PlayStation 5 games, including Demon's Souls. I'd play through Demon's Souls. So that's Persona 5. There's also like the old PlayStation 4 titles that were exclusive and now aren't, but well, stuff like God of War and stuff, and whatever's on Epic Games, so I could do that. PS5 now is an expensive one. I know, but I could probably get in contact with someone that could get one off the back of a truck, probably. To be fair, to be fair to people, every person I've spoken to who's managed to acquire one, says they do it for like this one person who kind of knows like how to get their hands on one, which is like they order like 2 through their company and they get like discounts, but they add like a bit on top, which is better than what you pay like, you know, like for some scalper prices. That's ludicrous. You know, like I won't be paying like 600, 700 for it. But I'd be paying something more like 550 for it. Which is insane to me. You spend that on a console. I wouldn't dare. Whereas I can justify spending it on a computer because I'd be like, right, well I can do more things on a computer. that's my my partake on the PS5. I think like I think they released it at the wrong time. Obviously, like, if Xbox would have done better and they would have had more exclusives that people actually wanted to play. Not to say that the exclusives that they made are bad, I'm just saying, look, you create a lot of games that no one wants to play. You create Forza. Great, Forza's pretty cool. But I don't see myself as a Forza player, right? I might pick it up if it's on Game Pass, which I did. It's actually alright. Gears of War, I wouldn't actively go out and buy Gears of War because I don't like Gears of War. If it's on Game Pass, I'll give it a go. Right? Whereas those are your 2 franchises, and Halo, right? Halo's different because that's kind of cross-played. And basically, you didn't upgrade anything, to be quite honest. You've just made a better version of the Xbox One X and then called it the Xbox Series X, even though it's the same console, pretty much. Overall, it's been stalling for the last 10 years. Hard to innovate. Hard to innovate and please. It is, but I feel like, you know, there needs to be a distinguishing point. Microsoft have been under this impression that they've been able to, you know, Microsoft have been under this impression that they can release one thing and it be the thing for the rest of eternity. They said it with the Xbox One. They said it with Windows 10. And look at where we are now. We're on the Xbox version 3. The Xbox One version 3. And the next iteration of Windows. After they said that the last one would be the last one. But they need to make their minds up. Because they've stuck to it for Xbox, but they didn't stick to it for Windows. And if anything, it's the Xbox that needs to be improved. You might have the power, but you don't have the content people want. Whereas PlayStation might not be as powerful, but it's just got better content. And the only thing that redeems the Xbox at this point is Game Pass, because you're giving people access to top quality games, which is one thing I can say that PlayStation don't. Microsoft have almost a monopoly. Of course they set stuff. I don't know about that. I feel like even though Xbox and I feel like PlayStation definitely took the gaming monopoly off them, especially around the mid-era of the PS4. It's like the Xbox One killed gaming for Xbox. Even though they won't admit it, it definitely did. I think what sums it up best was the thing that I heard in the 2012 conference for Xbox. And I heard these exact words. Somebody asked the question of to why did the Xbox One have to always be online and have a Kinect connected? To which I think like the head at the time, so it wasn't Phil Spencer at this point, it was another guy, but he basically said, look, this is the way the Xbox is. If you don't like it, there's another console for you. It's called the Xbox 360. I feel like Xbox was in a very toxic place back then. Which is unfortunate because if that would not have been a thing and Xbox would have thought about what they were doing and said, right, you don't always have to be online. You don't always need to have the Kinect connected. If it would have been that from the start, I don't think people would have had an issue. Granted, though, it was funny when you come across someone with a Kinect connected, because everyone had the username set to Xbox something, and everyone used to like rage at them, especially like Call of Duty and stuff. Everyone used to like rage at them and be like, Xbox off, and they'd just disconnect from the game. Yes, that was rough. That was really rough. And I'm glad they got rid of that guy, because I'd hate to think what it to be like these days if he probably would have killed the Xbox doing that. I don't think anyone would have bought it. And PlayStation would have got a monopoly on the gaming market outside of like, you know, Nintendo. But I think Nintendo have their own like section. Nintendo sell gimmicks, not power. $25 minutes. Yeah, 25. And that's what I find funny about gaming. I just think these people aren't game enthusiasts, they're business people. That's the way it is. That's the way the gaming market is. We are being provided games by businesses. At the end of the day, they are businesses. Why do you think they chock the games full of microtransactions? Businesses. But you can't say that for everything. It's like, why do I don't know, why do I create stuff? You know, why do I write? Right? It's like, I write because I'm like, I want to create. I want to be creative. Would I sell it? No. I don't feel that what I write is worthy of being sold. That doesn't mean it's not good. I don't think that what I write should be locked behind money. Right? I don't feel like anything that I create should be locked behind a paywall. I feel like when I accept help from other people, right? I feel like if they offer to do it for free, I feel like I'm stealing from them, right? And I don't like that. It's like the sub emotes, right? Alira made those. Alira made those sub emotes. And I was like really cautious about like wording and stuff with her. And I said, I'm not going to let you do it for free. And even though she wasn't expecting anything in return, I made sure that, you know, I gave back to her in some way as she gave to me. I don't like just getting things off people, you know. I'm trying to get on the roof of this house. I'm not happy with it. Get it. I just feel like sometimes when that happens, I feel like if somebody gave me something and I didn't give them something back, it's very impolite and rude. Even if they're giving it as a gift, right? And they're like, don't worry, I don't need anything off you. I feel like I need to give you something. This is my brain is when it comes to stuff like that, it's like, uh-oh, I don't know how to react. And then it just goes haywire from there. And then sorry, I was getting distracted. I was reading today that I can make those emotes. Apparently there's more slots now or something. Which I'm gonna check out because apparently you can make follower emotes as well. I'm gonna make those follower emotes, I think. Because I don't want those to be locked behind a paywall, which they currently are. Like, I feel like that's a very cheap and gimmicky thing. As much as it's the commonplace on here, you know, it's just like, I don't want to do that. It's like, again, it's another morals thing, right? It's like, I don't feel like it's morally correct to charge people to use something that somebody gifted, basically me and my community. It's a bit, follow emails are free. You can't use them in other channels. You can always, yeah, like, you can always put like emotes on Better Twitch TV, but then again, people who watch on mobile devices then obviously can't use them. Wouldn't get the full extent out of them. Again, it's debatable. That does vary from person to person. Like me, I really don't want like anything locked behind the subscription thing at all. Kind of like the badges. I originally put like tons of badges on to do it, but it's like then it's kind of like, all right, but these are like kind of bad. I got rid of them because I didn't like it then. I didn't like the idea of thinking people are going to continuously pay for a subscription to see what's next, and it's just a very shoddily done email. So if I wanted somebody to keep doing it because they wanted to get that fancy badge, I'm actually going to give them a fancy badge. You know, emotes are an argument to subscribe to the channel. I've subscribed to channels just for their emote. It's debatable. No. Me, I subscribe to channels, albeit not very regularly. I might use like my Prime or something to do it. But I do it to support more than anything. If I do. Because I don't chat in channels. I sit there, I lurk, I watch, and I never use the emotes. Like, every now and again I might like post like an emote or something, but I don't actively use any of the chat function. Is that bad for me? Probably. There are bit emotes that are just a one-time purchase. They have to be really worth it. Yeah, I feel like when you're making somebody actually pay, like, I'm not sure what the bit to pound is, but I know it's like expensive. I know bits are expensive. Like, that's gonna have to be like a super duper awesome emote or something like people really want as an emote. It'd be like I can imagine like somebody got like in a compromising position and it made like a really funny scene and people wanted that as an emote and you lock it behind like bits. Then you start charging people like 20,000 bits for that emote. Like, yeah, go on then. If you want this really compromising like emote, you can have it for 20,000, which is like, that's a lot of money. And you know, some people would pay that. Because then they have an emote that nobody else does. And they're doing it because obviously they've found like enjoyment out of it. I'm not in the market for that. I feel like that's... Some bit emotes are ridiculously expensive. This is a bit funny. I'll just pay like a really shoddy one. I'll charge like the whatever the top amount is and just have it there. No, because someone's gonna fall into that trap and purchase it, and I feel like that's just gonna be like really bad. I'm gonna feel really bad, and then I have to refund it, and it's a whole like thing. It's not worth the trouble. It's like, yeah, all right, it's like a standardized thing, but I don't think that's really worth running that risk for, of someone spending like nearly whatever the top number of bits is for a Microsoft Paint emote that I threw together in like 5 minutes. It's not, that's not my vibe. If I can give it away for free, I will. I bought a few $10 emotes to show support and unlock cool things.
Could be shown to in the physical universe. If they do, if one day physics finds a use for them.
I can't remember if I've ever.
But if not,
I've never bought emotes. I know I've never bought an emote. I've never bought bits either. I remember the early days of bits when you could earn them through adverts, and I used to have a bot that used to run, and it used to wait for the adverts button to pop back up on Twitch, And it used to auto run the ad, and then it would auto earn me bits even if I wasn't on my computer. And I'd come back and have like 200 bits. It's like, yeah. That was the way to do it, and I think that's why Twitch got rid of it, because I think they cottoned on that people could do that. And thanks for the 200 bits, Twitch. And now, out of all of them, like roughly, it was 200, but I think it was more like 204 because I have like four. I have like 4 bits left over from back then. What the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh awayeth. And our Lord Twitch took away the ability to earn free bits. For what? So that they could charge us ludicrous amounts of money for them, rather than have us earn them for free. I feel like there should be some other way though, earning like bits and whatever. I don't think it's like a redeem thing. I don't think you should be able to redeem channel points for them, because again, that's another abusive system that people can abuse for that matter. It's like I would lurk in people's streams all day. I would leave my computer on all day, lurking about 50 streams, just racking channel points up so that I could buy bits with my channel points. It's like, that's not an effective way of doing it. That's not an effective way of allowing people to earn bits. Don't do it the way you did before by running adverts. Or at least make it harder for people to script a way around it. Like I did.
I'm not sure about that, but I'll have to have it focused. The new call is soon possible.
But again, I can't really think of a way either that would be effective. So
Anyway, give me that.
I guess if I can't suggest a way of doing it, I can't really suggest that way. I would need to come up with a proper way of doing it. Maybe, I don't know. Have it where streamers, like, you will give streamers the ability to give away bits, right? Through raffles or something. And yeah, alright, it might be a pretty small amount, might be like 50 bits. I don't know how much bits are. I mean, right, so 100 bits, so £1.30. Business is hard when the scale is thousands of people. I think once you progress past small business, I think that's when things start getting hard. Even a small business, business is hard. Business is and tough, and you know, people might be like, "Ah, yeah, it's really cool. Like, I enjoy it," but like, it's gonna stress you out to no end. So at £1.36 for 150. No, just 100. Or was it? Hang on. It was 100. Right. You need the mindset for it. There's an old saying at my place, my workplace. Never trust a salesman, never trust a businessman, They will throw you under the bus at the first opportunity. Always act in your own best interests. Because no matter what, you're always going to get thrown under. Do what keeps yourself safe. If you don't have the mindset for that, then you need to have that mindset. That's the way it is. And that's unfortunate, but that's just business for you. $100, 136. That makes about 75 pence of 50, roughly. So if Twitch gave every channel 75 pence, right? Now, the streamer couldn't just take those 50 bits. They have to give it away. That's the way it is. Now, whether they want to limit this to just partners or they want to give it to partners and affiliates, the streamer gives that away to somebody in chat who has entered a giveaway. Now, to make sure it's not abused, the giveaway happens once every, I don't know, week, maybe every 30 days, right? Every 30 days, every Twitch affiliate and partner is given 50 bits to give away, maybe more for partners. I don't want to keep pushing it. And people enter a raffle for these bits, right? And let's say, for instance, I entered one, and I won it. I would then earn my 50 bits, go about my day, and if I wanted to, I could give it back to the streamer that just gave me them, right? A bit wishy-washy on that one. Don't really know. Now, if I came back 30 days later and tried to enter again, it would say you've already earned 50 bits on this channel. You have to give it a month. You can't win once and then win straight after again and again and again. That's the way you stop abuse on the platform. By saying, look, you've already won once. You need to give it 30 days from your winning time so you can try again. That way you stop like people abusing the channel to earn bits. It's like, and Twitch could do it like where the streamer has the ability to do it and Twitch can just do it randomly, you know? And that's down to the streamer. I don't know, I feel like I've just hit like a gold mine there by incentivizing people to check out channels, you know? And I feel like Twitch might be able to say like, these streamers have like their bit giveaways today, and then you get like all these streamers with like the nice little like Hall of Fame sort of thing on the Twitch front page, and like you can click in, it's all the list of like streamers who are giving away bits today. It's like you bring in a bigger audience, and it's good for a like, all right, you might get somebody in here who just wants bits, right? But at the same time, you'll be looking at someone and be like, you know what? They're actually quite decent. I really enjoy watching them. Which is how quite a few people got me in. They got me in with giveaways and stuff on like on subscriber streams and things like that. And in the end, I actually really enjoyed the content. The time would have to vary according to the number of people. The idea isn't perfect. But it's like an idea. No, that's the best part about an idea. You can modify it to the best way that it would work for everyone. It's bizarre. So it's like you could have like where you can win twice. So if we use the idea of like 30 days roughly, and you can win one every 30 days. But you can only win. You can win twice. You can win once on an affiliate stream and once on a partner stream. Partners give away 150 bits, whereas affiliates give away 75. Is that right? Yeah. Let's say affiliates give away 75 bits and partners give away 150 bits. And you can win an affiliate and you can win a partner within 30 days of each other. But then you can only win again after 30 days from the time of you winning on each respective one. I don't know. Twitch, I know you're watching. Get some light on small streamers. Come on. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, and for the streamer. You'd be stupid not to do it. Because if you didn't do it, you'd be throwing away an opportunity at free promotion. But then again, like, you know, the old saying is that all promotion is good. All promotion is good promotion. No, that's not it. All publicity, even bad publicity, is good publicity, because it gets people interested. But then you'll just get people who are just like, would come in here and be like, your stream's trash, you need to stop streaming, it's awful, I'm only here for the bits. You know, it's a double-edged sword, but I feel like more good can come out of it than bad. And I feel like more people would get engaged in smaller streams as well. If they had like an highlighted like double, you know, like there's one streamer, like these very small ones who, well, no, that doesn't work actually, because that just means that every small streamer would get like tons of follows. And that'd happen like every single time. I feel like that's a bad idea. It's a very bad idea. So don't do that, but I still think the other idea is pretty good. Stream reported, Twitch watch. Thank you. This is the part where it all goes blank now and it says account suspended. And then Twitch turned up at my door and put a black bag on my head and take me to headquarters. I don't have long. Oh, it's a good place to end, actually. The fact that I'm going to be dragged away to Twitch headquarters and savagely beaten for the idea of giving people bits for free. Would you believe it? I actually have a qualification in business. It wouldn't seem like it with those kind of ideas. Then you know they did watch. Oh yeah, they definitely watched, and then they're gonna make sure I can never speak again. Because I'm spreading these ideas of good faith, and like with good intention, and they just want their Twitch in the end are just another business. They They literally are just in it for the money. Especially that it's owned by Amazon. So even if they were originally, they are definitely going to be just in it for the money. Good old Jeff Bezos. Is it Bezos or Bezos? I don't know, and I don't have enough willpower to understand the corporate world to actually care. But I'm gonna stop now. I did mention I was only gonna do a short one. I have to make sure I'm awake quite early tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do over the weekend, but I think I'm gonna do some longer streams. So that'd be fun. Get a chance to hit them round. You know, that is if I'm not savagely beaten by Twitch. That'd be so funny if I never came back. Do I make this part of the lore? Oh, that'd be so funny. I can't do that. I can't do that. No problem. I wish everyone a pleasant dream. And I hope you feel really achieved. And not just today. I hope that you feel achieved and happy every day. And that you're always taking a step closer to your goals. Yeah. I think we'll end there. Thanks for hanging around. I appreciate you.